Right guys, welcome back to another F1 2020 hot lap. This time we are here at the Sochi Autodrome. If you guys want to see more F1 2020 hot lap content, then drop me a like and also hit that red subscribe button, guys. It really helps me out. As today we are here at Russia, and this track is probably one of my least favorites, if not my least favorite on the entire calendar. And a recurring theme of this track is going to be the word inside and outside curb. I'm going to be saying that a lot, so strap yourselves in. But here we go then. Turn 1, flat out. Turn 2, 100-meter board, down to 4th gear. Avoid the inside curb and use all the one-off curb if you need to. Flat out as we now approach turn 3, of course. Keep the car nice and tight through here on the inside curb to really maximize the lap time as we now approach turn number 4. 4th gear corner, I do slightly miss my apex and I don't quite get the exit right, so I lose a little bit of time, nearly a tenth of a second. We then go down to gear number 4 for turn 5. Just trying to use the outside curbs, really avoid the inside sausage curbs. There's one on every single corner, as you can see there, and normally 9 times out of 10 it does send you off the track. I was very lucky on that previous right-hander that the curb didn't push me off the track. And we've actually found a bit of time on the delta through sector 2 now as we brake for the last of the flowing, you could say, 90-degree rights and lefts through sector 2 there. And we now go onto the back straight, opening up the DRS as we now approach the start of sector 3. Big heavy brake zone coming up. You want to try and straighten the brake zone up, and a 100-meter board down to 3rd gear. I run it a little bit hot on the brakes, but we do recover quite nicely through the left, short shifting with the 4th gear and getting a good bit of traction. We now approach this blind apex. Avoid the inside curb at all costs. It's going to really spin the car out and destabilize your car massively. We then get back on the gas as we now approach the final 2 90-degree corners in 4th gear, again avoiding the inside curb through there, and then the final one you can really attack it and, you know, push as much as you can, really try and cut the corner a little bit, because that's the final corner and it doesn't matter what exit you get. It's all about making the run as short as possible to the line. But there we go, that's the lap of Russia, and that was P17 on the leaderboards. As always, no assists around here, but just to confirm the leaderboard situation, I'm not quite sure which lap time is legit. The one person that I do know who has a legit lap time is the man in 5th place, Zones. I raced him last year. I know that lap is 100% legit, so if we take that as a reference, I'm 6/10 off, which is not too bad. And setup-wise, 2.7 on the aerodynamics around here. I find that worked pretty well. Good balance, really. Differential, 70-50. Maybe you could run a bit higher on both of those, potentially, but suspension geometry, -260, -120, 007, 023. Suspension, 2.4, 8.9, and 1.3. Quite aggressive on both the geometry and the suspension, because it's quite a flat track with no real tyre wear. Brake pressure 152, that's my preference around here. It's not my regular setting, but it works quite well at this track. And then the pressures 23.0, 22.6, 20.7 and 20.7. Again, just like the geometry and the suspension, you can go a bit higher here, to be fair, and a bit more aggressive, because it's a very flat track with low tyre wear. So that's depending now on your driving style and how much you want to risk it. But generally speaking, guys, let's talk about the lap and the setup. So as always, the setup is designed for 25, 50, 100% races online or offline. So you guys can bear that in mind. This setup is not made for hot lapping, because you can definitely go quick with the hot lap setup. But in terms of the lapping itself around here, I mentioned it before, the word inside curb and outside curb, and that is the theme around here. So in the last couple of years, Russia's been a very flat track, very easy to drive, and very easy to cut and extend corners. You know, you can really push the track limits around here, even on strict corner cutting. But this year, the Co-Masters team have changed the game a little bit in a good way. So every single inside curb now has a sausage curb that you can't really hit it. If you do, 9 times out of 10, the car is going to lose the balance and go off the track. This is the one corner where I got very lucky. I cut the curb and it didn't affect my balance. But you'll see in this next one, the left-hander here, I do clip it and it sends me a bit wide. We just about keep it within track limits. But generally speaking, the theme around here is to avoid those inside sausage curbs, and that makes Russia a lot more technical this year. And you know, you combine that with, of course, the strict corner cutting limits around here. It's a very technical lap, very tricky and very frustrating, to be fair, because I did this lap quite a bit before, and I still had many more attempts at this, and I wasn't able to improve, or I was able to go faster in certain areas, but not quite hook it up because I'd pick up an invalidation or hit a curb or something, and it was really, really frustrating. This corner here as well, the inside curb on the left-hander there, is absolutely horrific. You want to try and avoid that at all costs. And also these final 2 corners as well, they've got a couple of inside curbs, especially this one, the penultimate corner. That one will send you off the track and give you an invalidation if you get all 4 wheels out of the track. So you've got to be careful with all of those. But guys, that is the lap of Russia, a very technical track. If you guys enjoyed it, drop me a like and subscribe if you are new for daily F1 2020 content, especially hot laps on the channel. And you also got the full playlist on screen right now if you guys want to check out any of the previous tracks. But that's it from me here today. And the next one is going to be my favorite track at Suzuka in Japan. But until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you all next time.